This presentation will cover the forms and training required to participate as a Technical Review Committee member. To begin service as a Technical Review Committee member, there are 5 items that must be completed. They include the Conflict of Interest form, the Oath of Allegiance form, the Statement of Economic Interest, Form 700, which must be completed as you begin your state service and again as you end your state service, ethics training, and sexual harassment prevention training. And although you may see different due dates in the materials you receive, CDFA requires that all forms and training be completed by Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019. The first 2 forms will be sent to you via email. These are the Conflict of Interest form and the Standard 689 Oath of Allegiance form. Complete, sign, and return these forms by email to grants@cdfa.ca.gov. By signing the Conflict of Interest form, you're committing to serve as a member on the 2020 SCBGP Technical Review Committee and agreeing to disclose any conflicts of interest. Although we do our best to identify possible conflicts of interest as we assign projects for review, ultimately, we rely on you to screen all of the proposals assigned to you for any possible conflicts of interest. It's important to notify CDFA of any conflicts as soon as possible. As a reminder, a few sources of conflict include if you have helped develop a proposal or you'll be involved in a project, if a proposal was submitted by your employer or another organization you're affiliated with, if you or a family member could benefit financially from the project, or if there are any other factors that could prevent you from conducting an impartial review of a proposal. We encourage you to screen all of your assigned proposals within the next week so that you can let us know of any conflicts right away. In addition, by signing the Conflict of Interest form, you're also agreeing to not disclose information that you have access to because of your role as a reviewer. You should not discuss proposals or any details about the content of the proposals or reviewer scores and feedback with anyone outside of the Technical Review Committee meeting. This includes both reviewers and non-reviewers. In particular, it is especially important that you do not discuss proposals where you have a conflict of interest. Attempting to influence the scoring of proposals where you, your family, or your employer could benefit is considered a serious ethics violation. Complete the form by selecting the Specialty Crop Block Grant Program from the drop-down menu, filling in your personal information, and signing the hard copy and scanning it or entering an official electronic or e-signature. Note that the e-signature must be official. Forms with a name typed in the signature box will be returned. When completed, return the form via email to grants@cdfa.ca.gov. Be sure to read this form carefully to make sure you understand the requirements. And if you have any questions about what constitutes a conflict of interest, please feel free to contact us. The Standard 689 Oath of Allegiance form is required by state law for everyone conducting work for the state of California. You must submit this form in order to participate and receive reimbursement from the state for any Technical Review Committee related travel expenses. To complete this form, enter your full legal name in the text box under the Oath of Allegiance heading. If you are a legally employed non-citizen, check the Yes box under Part 2 of the form. If you're a U.S. citizen, just skip Part 2. Leave the authorized official signature and division unit fields blank. Again, we ask that you read this form carefully, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. As with the Conflict of Interest form, you'll need to sign the hard copy and scan it, or include an official e-signature and return it by email to grants@cdfa.ca.gov. This year, the remaining 3 items each Technical Review Committee member is required to complete will be coordinated through the eDisclosure system hosted by South Tech Hosting. These include the Statement of Economic Interest, Form 700, sometimes referred to as the Assuming Office form, the Ethics Training, and the newest training requirement, Sexual Harassment Prevention Training. We will add all Technical Review Committee members to the eDisclosure system hosted by South Tech Hosting. The website will consolidate many functions into one location. Although this is a new process for us, and we may find we need to send an email to you directly from CDFA as we get used to the new system, we anticipate that most or all email regarding the Form 700 and ethics and harassment prevention training will come from South Tech Hosting. As in previous years, the Form 700 will be completed on the eDisclosure system. However, note that the Ethics and Harassment Prevention training will each be completed on websites other than the eDisclosure website. Technical Review Committee members will be required to upload certificates of completion from these training sessions into their eDisclosure account. This is a change from previous years when certificates of completion had to be submitted to CDFA via mail or email. Once added to the eDisclosure system, you'll receive a series of emails that explain how to access the 3 remaining requirements and include specific instructions and links for how to proceed to complete them. The first email you receive will congratulate you on your appointment as a Technical Review Committee member and include a list of the 3 requirements that will be coordinated through the eDisclosure system, which are the Form 700 and Ethics and Harassment Prevention training. In addition, it will provide instructions that include specific requirements for each and indicate where additional help can be found for each, including links to references. It will also provide information about logging into or creating a new account in the eDisclosure system. If you've used the eDisclosure system to file a Form 700 in the past, you can use your existing password to log in. However, if you are a new Form 700 filer, this email will refer you to a second email, which will provide links and instructions for setting up what the South Tech hosting system calls a conflict of interest eDisclosure account. Please do not confuse this with the conflict of interest form we discussed earlier. We will refer to this simply as your eDisclosure account. This is what the eDisclosure homepage looks like. New filers should enter the login ID and temporary password provided in the second email and follow the instructions to complete the new account setup. After you've logged in or created a new account, you can navigate to the Current Filings page using the menu on the left side of the screen. Note that the menu also includes helpful, easy-to-understand user guides and video tutorials should you need them. In addition, the system can be accessed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This page lists the items that need to be completed. This is also where you'll access and complete the Statement of Economic Interest, Form 700. The Statement of Economic Interest, Form 700, is required by the California Fair Political Practices Commission. As a Technical Review Committee member who influences the funding decisions of the Specialty Crop Block Grant Program, you're required to file the Form 700 both when assuming office and leaving office. The Form 700 must be filed within 30 days of the date you assumed your position as a Technical Review Committee member. The official start date for the 2020 SCBGP is Monday, November 4th, the date that all Technical Review Committee members will receive their assigned concept proposals to review. Therefore, the deadline to complete the Form 700 is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019. Please be aware that if you do not file by this date, you'll receive a non-filer notification indicating that Government Code Section 91013 imposes a $10 fine per day up to a maximum of $100. In an effort to help avoid these fines, South Tech Hosting will send friendly email reminders as the deadline approaches. To complete the Form 700 in the eDisclosure system, check the box on the Form 700 line and click the Start Filing Now button. If you have any questions as you are filing the Form 700, we encourage you to view the Filer video tutorial located under Video Tutorials in the menu on the left side of the screen. Or feel free to call or email the Office of Grants Administration directly. The ethics training is required by the Department of Justice's Attorney General's Office and is provided on the Department of Justice's website. You will receive an email with links and instructions specifically for this training. You may access the Department of Justice website via the link in the email or through the eDisclosure system by clicking on the Ethics Orientation for State Officials link in the menu on the left side of the screen. Reviewers should anticipate spending approximately 1.5 to 2.5 hours to complete the program. The training must be completed once every 2 years and must not expire before May 2020. And remember that the deadline to complete the training is Tuesday, December 4th. This is the entry page for the California State Ethics Training. If you've taken the training before, you can log into your account with your email address and password. If this is your first time completing the ethics training, you will need to create a new account. Please note that there are a number of sections within the ethics training that must be completed. Even if you are not prompted to complete these sections, you are responsible for locating them and completing each one in order to successfully complete the program. These sections will also be listed in the ethics training email that you received from South Tech Hosting. We recommend printing the email and keeping it next to you as you go through your training. If a filer submits an incomplete ethics certificate, it will be forwarded to the Department of Justice's Attorney General's office with a request to review the filer's training. If it is found to be incomplete, the entire training will need to be repeated. If you've completed the ethics training through an employer and it's valid through May 2020, it must show all of the required sections in order to be accepted. Also, there are a number of returning reviewers who have completed the ethics course last year but did not complete all of the required sections. In these cases, we'll notify individuals directly to retake the training. When completed, print your certificate of completion, sign it, and upload it into the eDisclosure system. I'll review how to do that in just a moment. The final training requirement is harassment prevention training. Effective January 1st, 2019, California requires harassment prevention training for individuals who make decisions on behalf of and recommendations that impact both the department and various other entities. As such, you are required to take a harassment prevention training class that meets the California state requirements. You'll receive an email with links and instructions specifically for this training. The training is offered through the CDFA online university, which cannot be accessed through the eDisclosure system. Reviewers should anticipate spending about 2 hours to complete the program, and the training must be completed once every 2 years and must not expire before May 2020. And again, the deadline to complete the training is December 4th, 2019. An exemption for this training will be made for technical review committee members that have attended training from one of the listed entities and has a certificate of completion that does not expire before May 2020. However, if you have completed training from one of these entities, you must still upload your certificate of completion into the eDisclosure system. This is the entry page for the CDFA Online University. If you've used the system before, you can log in with your existing username and password. If you are new to the system, click the Sign Up button to create a new account. When creating a new account, after clicking the Sign Up button, you'll be taken to the Sign Up page. You'll need to enter board committee members for the enrollment key name, then click Sign Up. When you get to the Sign Up page, simply enter your first and last name, email address, and create a password. Select Administrative Services for the division from the drop-down menu, and then click Sign Up to create an account. Once you've completed either the ethics training or harassment prevention training, you'll need to upload your certificates into the eDisclosure system. In order to do this, click on the Current Filings button in the menu on the left side of the screen, then click which certificate you want to upload. And for this example, I'll walk you through the steps of uploading the ethics training certificate. Check the box on the ethics certificate line and click Start Filing Now. In order to upload your training certificate, on this page, you'll enter the date of completion, the training agency, which for the ethics training is the Department of Justice, and the length of training. Browse your computer to upload your certificate and then hit Finalize. As you prepare to attend the first in-person Technical Review Committee meeting in December, we want to review the guidelines for eligible committee-related travel expenses. Technical Review Committee members that live more than 50 miles away from Sacramento are eligible to claim hotel costs up to the state of California rate. And for Sacramento County, the rate is $95 plus tax. To clarify, if you live within 50 miles of Sacramento, you may not claim hotel costs. It is expected that you will travel to and from the meeting location without staying overnight. For those of you that are more than 50 miles away and staying overnight, the hotel will have a block of rooms available at the state rate. The reservation link is already available on the Technical Review Committee Resource Portal website, which I'll review in a few moments, and the link will also be provided in the email that includes your concept proposal assignment. The deadline to book a room is November 18th. This is a limited block of rooms, so be sure to book as soon as possible to ensure you get a room at the state rate. Hotel costs exceeding the state rate will only be reimbursed up to $95 plus tax. When you submit your claim, you'll need to provide a receipt showing the full amount as paid and lists the price, taxes, and fees. It's important that you do not use a third-party website to book your hotel room. That means you should not go through companies like Hotels.com, Travelocity, Hotwire, etc. Reimbursement for third-party bookings are not allowed, and so be sure to reserve with the hotel directly. And also note that this information, the instructions for travel claims, will be provided again. We just wanted to review these guidelines with you now as you plan your travel. You may also claim eligible meal costs. Breakfast and lunch are not reimbursable the day of the meeting. However, you may claim up to $23 maximum for dinner costs for travel that ends after 7 p.m. Also, you may claim $5 for incidental costs if your travel lasts at least 24 hours. And you may also claim eligible transportation costs. If you travel to the meeting using a personal vehicle, you can claim the IRS-approved personal vehicle mileage rate in effect at the time of travel. Currently, it's 58 cents per mile, which includes fuel. Therefore, you cannot claim fuel costs separately. You will also need to provide the license plate number of the personal vehicle you used. If you will be renting a car to travel to the meeting, you may claim the rental cost up to $35.01 per day, as well as the cost of fuel. You'll need to provide receipts for both. You can also claim tolls with a receipt. Parking costs up to $10 may be claimed without a receipt. However, amounts over $10 require a receipt. Airfare and baggage fees require a receipt that lists the price and payment. And as with hotel bookings, do not use a third-party vendor to book your flight. Amtrak requires a ticket or a receipt that lists the price. And if you claim cab fare, Uber, Lyft, or shuttle service, you'll also need to provide a receipt that lists the price. Please note that all means of travel must be booked directly as well. Do not use third-party vendors or websites. Finally, CDFA maintains a Technical Review Committee resource portal website with helpful information. The web address is noted at the bottom of this slide, and we encourage you to add it to your favorites or your bookmarks in your web browser so you can get to it easily. Most importantly, at the top of the website, you'll find our email address and phone number. If you ever have any questions, we're available Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. You'll also find links to recordings of this webinar should you want to review it again, information about the December in-person meeting, and the hotel link to reserve a room at the state rate as mentioned before, the 2020 RFCP and other SCBGP materials you'll need to reference in order to review your assigned concept proposals. And there will also be a link to the Financial Assistance Application Submittal Tool, or FAST, the system you'll use to access and submit your reviews. Another presentation will cover the FAST system. Last but not least, you will find the TRC schedule, which highlights the review timeline and important dates you'll want to add to your calendar. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you.